trying to do it all at once.
Again?
Well, it's always Today's one of those days. Everybody hang in there. Here we come. Yep. I'll be sweating when this one comes in, I'll tell you that. On because I deserve it. This is one of those days. Hi everybody, welcome back. I'll get to you in just 1 second here. Oh, the dog's probably like, what on earth? Bobo, what is all this about? There we go. Oh, wrong one. Okay. Welcome back to the Late Night Playset, everybody. Just give me a second to collect myself. This is one of those days. You're witnessing the first time I've stopped today. This is it. I mean, right up to. And Sean, you were a few minutes behind getting here. That was perfect because everything went to hell about 10 minutes before 5, and we had a full-blown production meltdown, and here we are, a couple minutes after 5. So sorry we're late, everybody. Very happy to be back. This is Ryan. Those effing lights. How can this be? How can that be every time? What happens? What on earth happens? There we go. All right. I don't want to waste much time. Oh, we're already in here. Great. You've wasted enough time. Get to the show, buddy. Welcome back to the Late Night Playset, everybody. Tonight is Thursday, February 18th, 2021. My name is Jay Ryan. To my right is Nicole Ryan. We are the Ryans, and we will be your hosts for this extravaganza this evening. I say extravaganza because in addition to our usual Life with the Ryans / It's Tonight Show / Late Night Playset little thing we do here, we have a fantastic guest. Gosh, you probably already all know more about him than I do, but we know him as the founder of the Purist Group and a damn cool car guy here in Los Angeles who really puts the right kind of mojo out there. Excellent energy. Sean Lee is here. He's going to be in here in just 1 second. He's here right now. Get some on there. There he is. Can you see the monitor over there? Do you have a monitor?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. All right. Okay. That way at least you know what's going on. No, you can look at us, too. I did not mean to.
Okay.
Stop. What movie is that? Stop looking at me. Don't you look at me. It's not bad at all. Before Sean gets in here, we only have 2 pieces of business to get to tonight, so we're going to try and keep it short. Breakfast Club tomorrow. It's Breakfast Club tomorrow, and Spirit of Le Mans sent a whole bunch of goodies to give out to everybody. There's a whole bunch of very loud plasticky gators, in place of masks. Actually, you've got some cool masks, too. We got some cool masks from you last time that were pretty spectacular, too. All right, but tomorrow is the Spirit of Le Mans Day. Maybe there'll be a Purist Group Day some other time. Tomorrow is Spirit of Le Mans Day. Come on out. Get yourself a sticker, which, again, is not here at the desk, and one of these fantastic gators. So there's that. I know. How are you? Talk about that. Here, I'll just have a sip of water while you tell everybody. How's it going?
Just great.
Everybody's over here on Instagram. Hi, everybody. Can't see. Oh, right, because I got to do it over here.
I'm excited because I took a shower. I'm getting my hair cut next week.
Excited because I took a shower?
It's big news sometimes.
Okay.
Certainly now, and I'm excited. I'm getting my hair cut next week.
You normally take baths. When you take a shower, you wash your hair. It's one of those days, so it wears you out. That's what you're saying?
Yes, and every time I try to figure out what is wearing me out, I get so cold. I take cold showers now, but I get so cold regardless of the temperature now. That is what wears me out.
That would make me very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I also try to take cold showers sometimes, but it's really more for circulation and stamina and, kind of mind over matter stuff. Yours might be a little bit different. Hi to everybody else. Let's see. The Ed Lawrence is here. 17 others. Say on over here. Over here. There's a bunch of names, and we're waving. We're virtually waving at you. The only other thing we have to do tonight, I'm rather excited. Because it means my buddy's back. We have another edition of the Adventures of Jay and Dave. It's what are you driving today? So without further ado, we'll just do this first segment, and then we'll bring Sean Lee in here. And after that, maybe this will be a nice long segment of driving a very cool car. Maybe I will take that time to collect myself, say hello to the doggy. Bobo is here as well, and everything else. So in the meantime, enjoy this. What are you driving today?
Oh, good to go. Woo! Here we go. Don't be scared of this car.
You know why I'm scared of it? It reminds me of my ducktail.
You said that last time. All right, wait, hang on. Before we say anything, should we tell everybody what we're in and then why we're in it?
Yeah, go for it.
This is the car that spawned this segment. You and I took a drive in this car. This is Kermit. This is Ian's 1972, 1973.
Right.
I don't know exactly. We'll find out after for you guys. You can tell them that in the voiceover.
And we'll add it in the bottom or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a hot rod, and it's built by Ian Carpenter. And we were driving this car, and you had such a smile on your face, and you said, "This reminds me of my old car. This reminds me of when I used to tool around in the '74 ducktail."
Yeah.
And you said something about we should record this. I wish I had my, and you came up with this idea. So tell everybody what you mean by this reminding you, and then I'll just try and drive in the meantime.
So it's got the stance. It's got a really high stance with really big tires, like truck tires.
Yes. The thing about these tires is because they're not performance tires, they're these minivan tires, they're meant, or I mean for his purposes, they're meant to drift around.
Right.
So this is actually the environment where this car is the happiest. Like,
correct.
I'm just a little bit right there where we could not spin out, but move.
Move it sideways a
Move
little.
it just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if you can see my fingers, but we're just barely holding on here, and the car just takes it. It's so lovely. Oh, I love driving this car. It's the right, it weighs nothing. This car weighs nothing. So any little movement or any little input you give it really does a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just all those tiny little movements, it feels like a race car because you really are you're moving on the road. Love this car. All right. Well, that was perfect. Where should we put it?
Looks like a good spot.
It does. Or there's the other side here with all these other ones. Do we want to go with the other ones or against the... Oh, or the 111's there. Should we put it right here?
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah? Oh, that's where David goes, oh.
Yeah. Hold on. I got something to wipe down.
You're so smart. Go. So what I notice about this car more than the power, it's got gobs of power. But what I notice more than anything that I think makes the difference when you're driving it is the throttle response.
Really?
It is so quick.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really responsive, like impressively so. So when you do that, you just drop the clutch real quick, and you don't want to power shift it or anything, but the car just goes.
Yeah.
These seats are so great too.
Yeah, I'm really digging these seats.
What are they? They're classics. What are they?
I don't know. They've got houndstooth stitching. They feel like the RS.
They do. And they look period correct.
Makes me want to start thinking about seats for my build.
Keep doing that. Keep putting the windshield wipers on. What are in yours now? What kind of seats are in your car now?
I've got the standard mid-gear narrow seats, no bolster. I feel like I'm gonna need a bolster.
Yeah, or an S seat or something. but these are awfully nice. They just hold you.
Yeah, and they look good too. And I've been in some of these seats, and they're usually really narrow. These feel like anyone can sit in them, really.
Maybe that's the difference. Why does it yeah, you're exactly right. Normally these kind of give you the little hip hug.
Right.
And this doesn't even have that a little bit.
No.
And then when I go put my hand there, there's not even material there, so there's nothing to hug. But then why is it holding me so well? I mean, like, I feel so planted.
I do too. I like these seats.
I like these seats too. Thumbs up on the seats.
Up on the seats?
Would you have these seats? Yes, I would. All right. Find a driving line here. Doing all the talking. Yeah. Woo. But it doesn't actually. You can hold a line if you put a little pedal into it. Put a little pedal in and the back just squats. Ooh, Ian, you can build a motor, buddy. The power of this motor is really intoxicating. And the sound, what do you think of the sound?
The sound is amazing, and I want to know what muffler system he's got on it.
Hoping this is a controlled burn down here and not somebody gone off in the side. Yeah, controlled burn. I'm gonna turn around here. Nice spot. Right by the fire.
Oh, I can feel the heat.
Yeah. Woo! Gosh. Ian, I could drive this car every day, I'm just saying. I could drive this car every day. Let me know when you want to take Yellow Car for an extended visit. We'll just have a little exchange program. I mean, you feel it now, right?
Oh,
like I was on that.
On that flyby?
Yeah, but even here right now, but it felt very planted while you're on the power. I mean, like, can do no wrong. And he says, now this is Ian, and I believe him because he knows how to build a motor, and he doesn't embellish. He says he's got 50 more horsepower at the bottom of the mountain. 50 more horsepower at the bottom of the mountain. You know, because of the elevation.
I don't think I ever had this much horsepower on my 2.7 up here.
No way.
Ever.
I told him, I go, this is plenty. This is plenty.
I can't imagine having 50 more. Is that Magnus?
There goes Magnus. Later, Mag.
Hey Ian, sorry about your mirror. I took down the mirror, putting up cameras. Dude, I wish I had enough hands to give it more thumbs up than just two, but seriously.
Would you have this car?
I would have this car. Yeah, I would.
Bye, you guys. Have a good one. What are you driving today? This. It was awesome. Thanks, Ian.
Thank you, Ian.
That was really cool. I want this car.
I think you made that clear. What'd you think?
It was really fun.
David is, I had absolutely nothing to do with that. Again, all I did was drive and talk. David did everything. He photographed it, he edited it, he did all the stuff. So grateful to Guards Rad. David. Hi, David.
Good job, David.
My buddy David. I posted, gosh, actually I can pull up my Instagram here, I think. I posted the picture of his old car, not the one that he's currently rebuilding the motor that we were just talking about in the video, but the old one that he rolled down the bottom of the mountain.
The ducktail one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Let me go to. Oh, you know what? I don't want to do it because I don't want to screw up the live thing. It doesn't matter. But it's on the Instagram. Check it out. You can see the before and the after of his beautiful 74 ducktail having rolled down the hill. So respect the crest, everybody. Respect the crest. Anything else? Wrong. That was a fail. Commercials. We got to do commercials. It's time to tell everybody about St. Clair Insurance.
Sorry, guys.
They say all that separates men and boys is the coverage for their toys. St. Clair Insurance is coverage for your toys. Everybody's talking about Haggerty Insurance these days. I watched another, at least a part of a Smoking Tire episode today where they were talking about Haggerty again. I think part of it is we're all these content creators, anybody who makes digital content on the YouTube is thinking about, especially in the automotive space, is thinking about Haggerty lately because their YouTube channel is off the hook. They're doing great content. The viewership is fantastic. Their subscribers are fantastic. I mean, the numbers are all fantastic. They're kind of doing what I said somebody should do, and like if we had the resources and the energy and the lifespan and everything else to do, like create networks again. There's no reason we can't create digital networks again. YouTube is the air. In my generation, everything was over the air, so it was television. YouTube has created a new air that we can all create networks on and channels, and we're doing a show, but this show needs its own channel. I mean, I don't have to live on the whatever the name of our YouTube channel is. That's very hard to find because it's LA Proper, Porsche Life, a Late Night Playset, whatever it's actually called. So shout out to Haggerty in those ways, but back to the commercial and everything. If you have a classic car, or any toy for that matter, I don't care if it's a chainsaw that's collectible, check it out. Check out Haggerty, rather. Check out coverageforyourtoys.com. Check out St. Clair Insurance more specifically because it's like having a concierge for your insurance policy. If something goes wrong, you don't have to just jump on the website or the 800 number. You can actually text your specific. It's kind of like the old day. It's the new tech with the old days hands-on. Hey, I'm here for you. Like, we know each other. Let's do business.
Connection.
Yeah. It's totally different for me. And it really it changed how I thought about everything. And it, whatever. Changed how I thought about it. I was going to try to salvage that. Bail out. Anyway, coverageforyourtoys.com. Coverageforyourtoys.com.
Coverageforyourtoys.com.
Yeah.
I got it.
I think you're talking better today than you have the last couple of days. How do you feel about that? This is not Coverage for Your Toys related.
I attribute anything that goes well to the cold weather.
Really? Mm-hmm. And the pressure system that comes with it. That's what I noticed with you. You get a little bit of relief. I think it F's with your body. I think Florida would be better for your body and your joints and all of the physical stuff. But I see what the pressure system does to your head and your brain and your fogginess and all that.
Yeah, I finally just let my body go. Like, it's a mess, so I'm not trying to control anymore. But that cold and the pressure system definitely helps with the rest of it, so I'm focusing on that.
It's a nice segue. Need a lift lately? Maybe a little relief? Cruise into a healthy 2021 with Cruz into Wellness CBD. Cruz is with a Z. I saw my first photograph of this store, this location. It's in a mall up north. I don't know if you know this or not.
Cruz.
Exactly, and it's a brick and mortar store. It looks like the Apple store. It is stunning, absolutely, positively stunning. It's not what you think of as a weed store. I mean, they don't sell that type of product, but I mean, for CBD stuff, in my mind, it's still all kind of like marijuana. It's all pot. And when you see a store like at an airport or in I don't know if they're going to airports yet, but this is what it looks like. It looks like a duty free or something at the airport. Like that's how it's set up. Yeah, that's how it's set up.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean? When you fly international, it's like, oh, there's only 6 things in here, but they look great and you want them all. Yeah, he's good at that. So
good job, bro.
Check out cruisintowellness.com, cruisintowellness.com, cruisintowellness.com. It's Cruise into Wellness CBD if you're on the Instagram. And they ship everywhere. Because that's legal. You can do that.
Yeah.
It's so funny, all the different things. Okay, that is it for this stuff. Let's take, we're not going to take a quick break, but let's move some stuff around. Let's welcome our guest. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that this guy is here today. You thought you were going to be late. We made you wait anyway. The founder of the Purist Group and one of the coolest car guys here in Los Angeles, Sean Lee. Come on in, Sean Lee.
Thank you. Mind if I bring Bobo here?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. In fact, I'll get all of that stuff out of your way. There we go. We'll just get out of the quick way. You do that. You'll sit here.
Bubba, you're in the wrong one.
I think we'll move this around. Can you move your mic for just 1 second?
Yeah.
Okay, you can sit here now. I'm gonna try something new for the Instagram audience today. We'll see if this works.
You said Bobo before, and I thought you said Ubu, like a commercial I used to hear all the time. So Ubu
All
said.
right. We're waving. We're waving. Let's
Hi
see.
guys.
We're trying something new here. So we've got the Instagram audience over here.
Okay.
And then we're live on the YouTube here, everywhere else.
That's awesome.
So we're figuring it out. That has been freshly alcohol swabbed, so please feel free. Just
Thank you
move
so
it a
much.
little bit closer to you.
There you go.
Yeah,
This
something
big?
perfect. And get all this stuff out of the way so I can give you my attention. This is good. People see you. Jay and Nicole, you guys rock. Everybody, we're going to get to you and your questions for Sean a little bit later. Oh, man. So it's Bobo.
Bobo.
Bobo. Not Ubu.
Not boo boo.
Mrs. Ryan.
But he
Got me all
boo-boos a lot.
confused. Oh, my God, that face. Look at that face.
So
Let me
cute.
move the bug to the other side so we're not blocking Bobo. Oh, it's just adorable.
Yeah, he's a unique dog. He loves cars. He loves the smell of cars. Goes to all the car events with me. Usually, dog doesn't like gasoline and oil smell.
Sure.
It's too potent, too strong for them. He loves be around cars in my garages. So he's been to quite a few different places like Peterson Museum. He did a couple motor train events. It's a unique dog.
Is it that, I mean, is he a rescue? What is his reason for so much gratitude in life? And
He's-
that's a good thing, by the
He's
way.
pretty spoiled actually. So not really a rescue. He's 14 years old. So I got him from a pet shop 14 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So I had him since he was 8 weeks old. Yeah.
You were little.
Gosh. I don't know. Can the Instagram audience? He's over there. Look at that.
He has his own Instagram.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, I'm not.
What's it called?
THED Bobo Lee. BOBOLEE. D Bobo Lee.
Oh, Bobo Lee, of course. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
makes sense. Why
Because
wouldn't he
he
have
goes
your
to-
last name?
Yeah, because he go to so many car events. I mean, later on people say it's kind of unique. You should document it. And he's been to one of the Nissan had this crazy car called R390. It's he actually been inside the car and went to the unveiling of the car for a while. It's pretty crazy.
I can't believe it. You're famous, Bobo. That's so cool. Sean, thank you so much for being here. We only finally met recently, but I've been following you on social media, I guess, and just aware of you generally for probably since we got our Porsche. And I don't even associate you with Porsche, but for some reason it was around 5 or so years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
And I've always wanted to meet you. I always wanted to cross paths. I love what you do. I want to fill other people in on what you do with the Purist Group, but I really also kind of want to get to know you a little bit since we only recently met at a Cars and Coffee.
Yeah.
Something you two may have in common is that I know that she worked with Paul Walker.
Oh.
I was obviously a fan and knew of him for many, many years, and he was a good friend of yours.
Yes.
Let's just start there. Let's start with Paul Walker. Anything you want to
Sure.
say and or anything you guys want to talk about. I never met him.
Go ahead.
No, I only met him one time, but I adore the memory I have of him, and he was one of the first teams I got to be part of. So I have fond memories of him.
So how I met him was actually I bought one of his. I have quite a few 911s actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And yeah.
Adjust this a little bit. There we go.
So I have quite a few 911. This feels like I'm in karaoke.
You can move it anywhere, move it wherever you want. You
Chinese-
get comfortable and bring the mic to you.
We're Chinese people.
And
We
then
grab
we
a
would
mic,
like to-
want to start singing. That's the
I was
thing.
going to say, and then when you want to know, we'll give you the songbook.
Yeah. It'd be like, oh, order K42, the ones that.
It's
So-
Sinatra. I knew it.
Yeah. Actually, I like his song. It's actually pretty good. So, I met Paul back in the days, probably about 2005, when I bought his first, when I bought a car from him, which is actually was a 996 GT3.
Oh, gosh.
But we didn't meet at the time. I bought it through a broker. Of course, he had a broker selling his car.
Of course.
And I have mine. And at the time I was very into 911, so I had a 996 turbo, and I have a 993 4S, a 96 993 4S, and they're all in white. So if you know Porsche back in the day, white actually nobody wants. It's
Yeah.
a cheaper. You get discount. That's why I can't afford to buy it.
was
It's very interesting.
I always liked it because of the motorsport, but I guess you're right. Was it that regular people on the street just didn't? They didn't.
They don't want to. So
Okay.
back in the dealer, they always sell the silver card, the red or the black, and white card just nobody wants. White card. I remember when I bought my 996 Turbo, it was 18,000.
That's amazing. I'm so
Wow.
grateful that happened while you were here. It wasn't on your shot. That was amazing. One of the buildings fell down in the background. It was hysterical. You can't even tell in the wide shot. Fantastic. Please carry on.
So
That was awesome.
that car was like $20,000 off. So that's how I walked in the dealer and bought that car compared to a regular car. So
Wait, why?
because it's color,
The color.
Your $20,000
Because it's
drop
white car.
just because of that?
yeah, because of white car.
Sorry, I got sidetracked with the building, but that's a huge. What's the
drop.
opposite of a bump? Dent.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Dealer had a car for, I think 7-8 months. They see some dealer floor, they could not move it. You just can't move it. Yeah. So, but I always liked the white car. So
I do too. Well, I think I said before, motorsport.
Exactly.
Wasn't it that all the German cars back in the day were
Yes.
either white or was it silver?
it's just white.
Okay.
Mainly white. They start from factory always in white. Then you can choose to paint any kind of logo and stripes on there. You can repaint the car. So all the Porsche Cup car back in the days, all in white color.
I think
when
that
they
may
were-
be one of the reasons I like it. All those 997 Cup cars back in
Yeah,
the day, the
yeah,
Carrera
yeah,
Cup.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I loved it. Come on.
Yeah. So I bought his first car. Then after a few months, and the broker on his side is getting married. So I went. He invited me to his wedding, and that's how the first time I met Paul. And then we start talking about cars, and then we start next thing we do, we met on the we go to racetrack together. Then from there on, two guys goes on the racetrack. From there on, you're friends for life.
Yeah, bonded.
Bonded. Yeah, ever since then, we become really, really close friends. We always talk about cars together. We start buying the same type of cars. His love for Porsche has always been there.
Right.
Then we both have BMWs. Like I have E46 and E30 M3 as well too. Then he ended up buying a bunch of stuff. Then I started going to JDM. Then that brought him back into JDM for a while too. Then
That's more of where I associate you with, the JDM
Yeah.
stuff. Mainly because that's what I see you driving up on the. Whenever we pass each other, we
Yeah.
haven't met, but we've passed each other many times on the
Yeah.
crest. It's usually an import stuff.
Yeah, so recent, like the past 6 years, I start buying cars, go back to my roots, because when I was a kid, I'm 51 this year, so when I was a kid, when I was 14, 15, when I first came to the United States, all I see on a magazine some cars I could afford are either Civic or Supra or
Use Supra.
Nissan Z.
Too, yeah.
And at least that's something you can aim for. Like back in the day, Supra was like $28,000, even though it was a lot 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But you look at a Ferrari, is $150,000. At a time, the minimum wage was $295. You would never thought that you could buy a $150,000 car, or even $200.
Can't get there.
You can't get there. You just
Right.
don't see it, right? But Supra, you say, oh wow, this fully loaded, that much performance. That's $28,000. I think if I work really hard for not eating for 10 years, I could afford that. So
But you can get there.
you could get there, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So you're celebrating sort of that time and those feelings with those cars now.
Yeah, so like
It's great.
Like right now when I'm building, I still have like 6 of my 911s, maybe 7. Yeah, I still have 7 911s right now that from back in the day. I just stopped collecting 911s. That's all.
Do you have a warehouse? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I do. I have a warehouse I bought, and I turned it into a man cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, where I can.
Be hitting you up to visit.
Oh, come on. I mean, it's-
Sounds cool.
Yeah, a lot of people like to come to man cave, just chill, watch TV.
Can you say about like where it is? Like about what
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of Los Angeles?
It's in Hacienda Heights.
Oh yeah, sure.
yeah.
Oh great.
Right next to
So
El
you get to
Monte.
drive to get there.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
True.
No, I like that. That's fantastic. Most people don't even know Hacienda Heights. I didn't learn about it until Matt. Well, I can't. Somebody I know bought a house there.
Oh really?
Yeah, I can't say.
So it's a city right next to El Monte, usually. Yeah, east of El Monte.
But it's not Rivers. It's not
It's
909.
not. No,
It's not that.
No, it's not
Inland
that far. It's not
Empire.
that far. It's not
Yeah,
that far. So it's right on where the 605 meets 60. So it's actually really not that far.
like Duarte, south of that.
Duarte is north of that,
Yeah,
but
okay.
but Duarte is actually about 7-8 miles north,
Oh,
direct north of Hacienda Heights.
Okay, great. Okay, then it is. We got it. We're good.
Yeah, Dorte is 210 and 605. So
The next freeway
Hacienda
up.
Heights is south, which is 60 and the 605. So
Right.
they're all right around 605s.
Fantastic. I'll be there.
Come over, come
I'm
over.
on my way.
Come over. Always weekends, a couple car guys come there, have a little whiskey, chill, and watch a TV together.
Just relaxing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually pretty much how Pure started.
We were going to get to that, but
Mm.
that's natural. Tell me about Purist. How did it start? I know what it does. We'll get there in a little bit.
So Pure started about almost 10 years ago now. And
Oh, it's older than I thought, too.
so we officially on record, this is our 9th year. But without being on record, sometimes it's like, let's get together and do the things we do, which is actually provide charity for the community. We've been doing that more than 10 years, actually. So we all started with like, I know you, you know me well. Then I go, hey, let's do this. There's a bunch of homeless that we need to help out. How about let's everybody pitching $100, put on the table. And I'm going to go out and buy supplies and send it out. But since it's a very small group at the time, so we all know each other. So all I have to do is like, I take $100 from you, take $100 from you. Then later in the end, I show receipts. We bought a bunch of stuff. We posted it on there. And that was it.
Wow. It's that simple.
It was that simple. Then now it's not that simple. Now it's like globally, like about 15,000 people. It's getting a little crazy. So
I mean, I looked at some of the, I wouldn't call it stats, but I obviously reviewed some information on you today, and it said that your events now have a turnout of like 5,000 to 10,000.
usually 2018, we got probably about 8,000 plus people and probably about 4,000, at least 4,000 cars.
Is this for like the toy drive?
That's a toy drive.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I can't, nobody stays in one place. That's got to be constant turnover, right?
That's like the cool
Like a
about
parade?
Yeah, that's what cool about show, right? So I booked this place called Industry Expo Center. Imagine it's like an expo center with a huge parking lot. So let's say 9 o'clock people, a bunch of European cars showed up. Then by the time they stayed there for 10 till 11, then they left, and a bunch of JDM guy rolled in. So it's a show constantly. The show area is constantly evolving, and if you stay whole day, you get to see all different type of car. Then like between 1 and 2 o'clock, and the lowriders come in. Then between 2 to 4, then the classic cars come in.
So it really is like a parade.
It
Like
is
if
like a
you don't like
parade.
what you're, just wait a few minutes and then
Yeah.
the next thing will come through. Wow.
Yeah, and
And
spectator
it's
is crazy.
all day long, you said.
Yeah, so for spectator, they come in and we charge. Okay, so Purist all this year, we don't take money donations. So we do events. If there's excessive money fee that involves, I usually out of my pocket. So we never fundraised. So of course, we do have a couple major sponsors. Once we take in major sponsors, enough to cover the costs, or if it's not enough, I pay. Because you're never gonna have enough when you first start a show that size, right? So back in the day, it was like self-funded to make sure that the thing works.
Sure.
Right now we're really good. We have Nissan, we have C-Tech, we
that's
have
a little
Michelin, we have Yokohama. They've been really good to us. So
Is that a testament to those companies liking what you're doing, or is that just because you have relationships with those companies?
no, you know what? I think it's cool to have. It's awesome to have their support. You know what? It's funny
Yes.
dealing with those companies. They jump in. Usually they contact us, and we virtually don't even have a deck. We never had a deck.
That's incredible. So
Yeah.
then that is certainly the former. They like what you're doing.
Yeah, and Nito was actually the first one who actually jumped in with us since day one. So shout out to Nito for that. Nito was the first tire company that came in with us since day one. That was all the way back when we were actually hosting an event at a small parking lot in Santa Anita Mall.
Wow.
They brought out their big rig. They brought out their, then later on, of course, Michelin coming in, then Yokohama, then Maxxis. But there's a lot of crazy tire company now that's in there. Yeah.
Why do you think why tires? Is it the drifting? Like why, you know what I mean? Obviously, any car event is going to be happy to have a tire sponsorship, but it seems almost like that's your niche.
Not really, because we also have manufacturer sponsor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like Nissan.
You have many lists. I see.
Yeah, it's quite
That's
big.
understandable.
So like 2018, we had to turn away 100 vendors.
Holy crap.
Yeah, we're very, very packed.
That's a wonderful problem.
Yeah, and every year now, everybody jumping and support us. I mean, we have pretty much all the SEMA vendor that's there, from Saban Carbon, from Spider. But I don't want to be like going onto a list. Well, it's just crazy from Spider Auto. It's almost, they call this like an event, a mini SEMA, because a lot of cars that you're no longer able to, they actually SEMA build quality, but you don't able to see them in SEMA anymore because it's too old. They have no marketing value.
Interesting.
Like every year
they
you
were
see,
built, but that's not new anymore.
yeah, and that's when they're all coming now to our toy drive.
They get a chance to.
They get a chance to shine again.
Yeah.
And every year, my thing is I'll try to find that unique car that nobody ever seen before in their life, and that's our theme for that year.
Oh, interesting. Like a theme.
Yeah, so like one year I brought a Bugatti EB110 and belonged to a friend of mine. I borrowed that car. And one year
Borrowed that car.
Yeah, he's actually a very nice guy. He was misunderstood for many things because I like to drive fast, right? So he owns quite a good collection of cars, but he's pretty amazing because sometimes he doesn't want to come in out because he lives on East Coast. But every year he donates tons of stuff and he just shipped me. He said, "What car do you need? Would you ship you the car?" You know, he shipped me his COK GTR. He shipped me his Bugatti Veyron. He shipped me his Bugatti EB110 Super Sports.
Wow.
Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned some race cars there. I mean,
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. He's pretty
wow.
cool. Yeah.
What was the last theme?
So last year, 2019, we kind of rained out. It was heavy, so we made it really small. Even though small, we still have a couple thousand people start showing up. So every year, our goal is collect about 25,000 toys.
Okay.
So 2019 was 1 year we missed the target. Actually, this year too, but I'll catch up to this year later on. I'll tell you what happened.
But this year because of COVID, probably.
Yeah. So
right?
I end up, my friend was like kind of mad at me because I kind of put my life on the line. So we got our permit canceled for hosting the event, of course, because due to COVID. So I got passed because.
So you hosted the event anyway?
Yeah.
Okay.
So every year I got a lot of requests from hundreds of community centers. You gotta know, every year we do 20,000 toys, and I hand deliver those toys to those kids. So I get emails from them. I get emails from the teachers saying, "Hey, are you coming this year to send toys?"
It's personal.
And for me, I kind of want to cry, but for me, it's just it's personal, because it goes back. Purist has a lot of history. Purist has a lot of history and has a lot of sentimental value for just particular events. To go back to Paul, because that accident actually happened on one of my events.
Paul Walker.
Yeah. So
where he passed away.
Yeah. So that was at our charity event. So I made it pretty much a tradition to never let people down this event, to kind of keep the spirit. Yeah. Sorry.
You're too good, man. You're too good. That's too much pressure for one person.
No, it's not. It's
It's a good goal, though. How's that?
Oh, I didn't know we're gonna be like this.
Sorry. That's what happens in here. Everybody cries in the playset. It's therapy.
No. It's a friendship that from cars to two like from totally different background, and this relationship taught me to contribute back to community and society. Yes. And now look at very unfortunately we lost a friend, but now thousands of kids, tens of thousands of kids are able to benefit from it every year, and on top of that we have a backpack event. We donate started from 30 backpacks. Now we're up to 4,000 to 5,000 backpacks.
Holy smokes!
Yeah.
For going back to school.
Going back to school, and I hand deliver that too. So we lost a friend, but look at how many how many youth gets benefit from it, and I never knew that starting a car group can. Pure car group is like, hey guys, let's go drive, let's go have dinner. Never thought starting a car group now it can become this moving force. We're changing things one by one, and actually not just by one, by thousands every year. So that's why during Christmas time I got a lot of email coming in. I go like, so I got my permit canceled. I was frustrated, so I was like, it doesn't matter. So I ended up hosting 14 smaller pop-up events with different car clubs, and I went as far as to Las Vegas. So the exchange, I helped them to do the PR for their car club. I'll be there personally to see everybody. I shake everybody's hand just to be there. So end up we collect quite a lot of toys, and that's when you feel like, holy cow, you wanted to do something. The community is going to be there to embrace you, help you achieve it. We do 14, I think definitely more than 10 toy drive on 2020.
You can't beat that feeling, right?
And it's actually very, very touching to know that. And I usually don't ask for help, but when I was frustrated and I told people, damn, my toy drive just got my permit canceled, then everybody say, I want to do this for you. I want to do that for you. I want to do this for you. ended up, we into this place we collect 1,000 toys. Over there, we collect 1,000 toys. 500 from here. And some people they turn their store there's a car dealer that I never met before. In San Diego, he turned his Honda dealer, Toyota dealer, and there's another one, and they turn into a collection agency and collecting all the toys from their customers.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's pretty incredible.
it's incredible because the people. There's all the story. There's so many stories to tell. It'll last for weeks. Yeah, so it's the people we met.
But again, reading about you today and learning more stuff, I also wonder. I read that born in Taiwan, but came here at an early age.
Yeah.
Raised here, and I don't want to get too specific, but something that jumped out at me in the bio that I read was raised without a tremendous amount of love around them.
Yeah. So my father was very traditional Asian male. I'm not saying it's wrong, but you got to know I'm 51.
No show of emotion, right? Is this very business
my father is very physical abusive.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So my parents divorced when I was 5, and after that, my mom left Taiwan. Doesn't want to deal with my dad anymore. Which later on I understand why.
Sure.
So
that doesn't come till you're an adult, but sure.
Yeah. So the story is being out there. It's already talked about it many times, and that usually relate to as to why I'm doing so much for the kids instead of of course we help homeless and the dogs too every year, and believe it or not we do disaster relief, but the back to school and the toy drive to me is mostly here towards my heart. But my father was very abusive, so at 14 he wants to remarry. His new wife basically say, I don't want that kid of yours, and get rid of him. So that's why my mom lives her life very frugal, and so my dad just paid my mom a lot of money, and I don't know how much, but at the time, whatever, there's a number they agreed on to send me to the United States to basically give my custody to my mom.
Right.
So I came here when I was 14 and not speaking a word of English. Of course, nobody does.
Right. That didn't even occur to me, of course.
Yeah. And
frustrating.
Very
Can't
frustrating.
be more frustrating, I would imagine.
As a teenager. Then I found out after I landed here, my mom was pretty much an alcoholic, and she has a prescription drug usage. So alcohol and prescription doesn't mix.
Bad combo.
So she's very, very unstable all the time. And she told me the story about, she always told me her story with my dad. Always told me that I really don't want you. That's why I left you when you're 5.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so that's why at 17 I decided to just left them and ran away from home.
Really filling you with all the wholesome values that you really want. Did you know at the time that was wrong? Did you feel that as a kid that was wrong, or did you just think that that's how people are? That's how parents treat their kids?
At the time, I don't feel anything wrong because, coming from a situation I get beat up on a weekly basis and broke my nose. I mean, for my mom to say that to me, it was okay.
Almost like sticks and stones if you're not physically abusing.
Yeah, my mom never hit me, but my whole life was hoping to see my mom. You figure my mom's gonna rescue me away from my dad. But when I met her, she goes like, you know what? Since you're 5, I really don't want you, and just want you to understand that. And it wasn't for your dad pay me certain amount of money. So I go, all right, I'll make your life easier. I'll just walk away from all of you guys and go on the street and be on my own. So
you want me to be on my own? I'll be on my own.
No, I did. I never went back. I mean, I went on the street. I became homeless, and I lived in my friend's garage. I found 2-3 jobs and worked my way up from there. And till today, if everybody in my family gonna see this, and they know I started from nothing. Yeah. I didn't take one single penny from them.
Are you 14 years old when you're now homeless?
No, 17, 18-ish. Yeah. So I had
Still
3
a
years of
kid,
English.
though.
I was still in ESL, barely graduated from high school. And I ran away from home, and I found 2-3 jobs. I was eating trash from McDonald's. I don't know if you remember.
That's what I read, that you worked at McDonald's. Sorry.
Yeah, I worked at McDonald's because food is free. So back in the day, the minimum wage is $2.95 or $3.25, something around there. And every 22 minutes, they throw away the burger. Perfect burger.
Right. Do they still do that? I remember
They don't
when
do
I was
that
a
now.
kid.
They don't do that now. So I put it in a different bag. And next
Because
to
the
trash
idea
can.
was it was always fresh food. So if
Yeah.
it wasn't sold within a certain time, got to make a fresh one. Yeah.
They throw away a lot of food back in the day. So I was putting in a different trash bag, and I was riding a little Honda scooter as my transportation.
Sure.
Which is pretty cool.
Kind of cool now.
No, because Honda gave me a motorcycle last year.
No, because you're you?
because of Purist, because everybody in Purist. That's not more. I don't consider motorcycles belong to me. That's a trophy for everybody that participate in Purist Group.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Yeah, because when I ran away from home, my first thing I can afford is an 80cc scooter. Rain or shine, I rode that thing, and I still remember. I couldn't afford gloves, and I used to take the full big bag of trash, not really a trash bag because I hand picked it out. It's still clean, full, and take it home and put it. There's no trunk on a scooter. I have to make sure it's okay and just ride it, protecting my food.
Tuck it in your jacket or something.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, actually, I don't want to say this, but you know how the Happy Meal has the toys?
Oh yeah, the little box.
Yeah, I usually just tuck it.
Oh, that's smart.
I used to just take them.
Again, you were a child. You were a child. Well, how does this? And then sometime during this period, while you're learning about life the hard way, you became a street fighter. You obviously you probably were a pissed off kid, so I would imagine that aggression has to come out somewhere. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're not playing a video game or a musician or something else where you're getting that out of you.
Yeah,
it's gonna
it has
come
to
out.
go somewhere. It has to go somewhere. So I had a lot of anger inside of me. So like after on my own, and very unfortunate, I hang around the wrong crowd, and they use me, and you know, and with that anger, it's easy to just say, hey, do this. I give you $20. Go take, you know. So it ended up, it was like that. And at a certain point, I go, this is not the way I'm gonna live my life. I have to set myself straight.
So by that you mean it was almost like taking bets at first, like go fight that person for $20, and then not only do you get some aggression out, but you make a little bit of coin too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So very unfortunate.
At that point, that's hard to run away from.
Yeah, very unfortunate. I got taken into Asian gang back in the day. So that was the problem.
Here in Los Angeles.
Here in Los Angeles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that another reason that you're always paying it forward? Because you're not in that anymore?
Yes.
You
Well, I was very
you
young.
make so much sense to me. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, wait, was okay. When I got into so many problems, and there was a time I go like, wow, do I want to be this guy that's gonna be in and out of courthouse, in and out of jail forever for the rest of my life, or do I want to just like find a job and live normally for the rest of my life, not being afraid? So you know, at the time, that's why I told at the time the big boss say, hey, you know, I can't do this anymore. I have to leave, and he understands.
The big boss in the gang.
Big boss, yeah.
You can't generally leave. You don't generally get to resign a gang.
But there was cases that
You had some respect, I'm guessing?
I had a lot of respect from them because I'd done a lot of stuff for them, and I didn't sell them out. So the problem,
Keeping your mouth shut.
yeah. So
Amen.
so that's why I'm able to still look. I'm an Asian. Almost all the Asian guys out there knows me, and almost everybody's on Facebook. You know, and back in the day, those old school guys, they're on Facebook too. And think about it. A guy, if I've ever done anybody wrong, I will not be able to be living this freely. I'll be tracked for the rest of my life.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's why till today I can be, you know, getting to play on social media and still rock around Asian community and keep my heads up. That means I have till today, Sean Lee 30 years ago, haven't done anybody anything wrong. So that's why today I can be very proud to still use my own name, you know, same number for the past 20 years, you know.
I feel like your success probably came from some of that too. I mean, it sounds like at one point you I don't know how to do anything but go religious. Like at one point, Amazing Grace sang to you, and you changed your ways, and then it sounds like at that point motivation changed for you.
Yes.
How did that work? What happened? What made you? It sounds like you had a decision. Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. But then where do you go?
So at a time, because I worked at McDonald's, odds and ends of jobs, and you never get a full-time pay, right? So sometimes you get, you're coming here for 2 hours over there. Oh, the next job say you're coming 4 hours over there.
Oh, right. It's not a full-time gig.
Yeah, then nobody would give you a full-time gig at a time, and because I have no degree, I don't even know how to type when I ran away from home.
Right. I can
ASDF,
be your enforcer, but that's it.
Yeah,
Wow.
ASDF, JK, I had to restart. I just graduated from high school. High school at the time, they don't even teach you about typing back in the day in high school.
Mm-hmm.
No, and plus I was in ESL. So the vocabulary is very limited, and there's no point for me to learn typing. This is like, I only know like maybe 100 words in my life.
Yeah, let me learn English.
Apple,
before I learn how to
orange,
type it.
chicken, cow, you know. I mean, seriously. Because back in the day, ESL, they give you say, remember 20 vocabularies, and every week, and that's all you have to do. And they test you on that, and you pass, you get an A, B, C, whatever grade you
I
have.
remember that. Yeah.
You guys never go through that. ESL. You can
Oh, not that, but I remember vocabulary where they give you 10 words a week and you had to learn them and get tested on them.
So
But that's all they do at ESL is vocab.
So, because back in the ESL program, because there's not that many Chinese people, you gotta know we're talking about I'm 51. We're talking about 35 years ago. There's not that many Chinese here back in the day, 35 years ago. I mean, I think my community, a couple hundred people.
Is that again Los Angeles history that people don't really talk about?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yes.
When we lived in Venice, they put the memorial up right at Venice and Lincoln.
Oh.
The Asian American Memorial. I don't know if you know about those.
I didn't even know that.
Basically, I think they put up a little tiny obelisk that says "Sorry." Honestly, I mean, it's a very nice representation, but it's a very odd location, and I don't understand really much about the rest. But for anybody who might not know what we're talking about, around World War II, this was not a very friendly place for Asians.
Yeah, because
of any variety, of any descent.
Because a lot of us shipped here as a slave before, even prior to World War II, to help build the railroad systems.
Way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't know that was as much influence here. I was thinking more about the war, and quite frankly, there's a Spielberg comedy movie about it, 1941.
Oh, wow.
Did you ever see that? Well, it's about living in Los Angeles and all of the fear-mongering about the war, and because Pearl Harbor had just occurred, and Los Angeles is next, and all of this stuff, and then it just changed the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
I didn't know.
common
I
tale.
would love to take a look at it, so it's pretty cool.
Venice, it's directly across from Deus. Directly across from Deus, Es Machina, whatever.
Okay, I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
Maybe this weekend. Yeah. So, I forgot where we were.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. There weren't a lot of Asians here at that time.
Yeah. So then, and then later on, I tried to find a decent job. So I started my first job, full-time job in a cargo which is shipping company, Chinese shipping company, as a delivery boy, and forklift driver. So that's 11. Was it
like a warehouse position?
Like a warehouse, yeah.
Whoa.
Because you don't need any education.
They check your driver's record, or they give you a different class license, and that's it.
No.
Okay.
So
and this was full time.
This was full time. My first full time job was $1,100 a month. So but also including insurance. So which is.
Wait, $900 or $1,100 a month plus benefits?
Yeah, plus
benefits.
benefits.
So you're living.
I was balling.
You are straight, living straight now,
I was
right?
balling,
But living the straight life. I got a job. I've got benefits.
Yeah, because you got to know part-time sometimes you don't get paid, and plus you get odds and end hours, and so you only
don't have a place to go to work every day.
Yeah, but you only get a 600 to 800 adds up to everything a month, and it's not stable. Sometimes 600, sometimes 800, and by then I need to rent. I was renting a room, with a bed, and
where you were living.
Yeah,
Sure.
so and started to have bills to pay.
Right.
Then that's my first job. I think it's $1,100 a month. They hired me into the company. Then I worked there from delivery boy, and then I met my boss. My first boss is named Nick. He's like my father, and then
hopefully not.
No, he's a great guy, and
like a father figure.
Oh yeah, like a father figure.
Good.
No, he's completely different. Yeah, you're right. So he's completely different. So he sent me back to school. He forced me back to school for me to keep my job. I started learning typing. He said you gotta come back with say that you passed one typing class.
He wanted you to have the skills, but you needed the degree or whatever.
Yeah, then he said if you do that, I'll give you $50 a raise. Then he goes, okay, go back and finish your English class, because I was still ESL. ESL basically is A B C D E F G type. And he goes, go back and learn your English and your math. So I'm Asian. How do you relearn math? I am serious. I'm really bad at math. So he goes like, every time you go to, you pass algebra, and this is your or, and you pass this is your or. So he kind of forced me back to school and learn.
I'm just looking at his beautiful face. I'm listening to your story, but I'm looking at his beautiful face. He was looking over at Nicole, and it was so cute.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Oh, look at that. Oh, gosh,
he's a unique dog. He gets he gets my feelings sometimes when I'm really sad sometimes. He knows. So it's kind of cool dog.
They sense it, right?
They sense it.
I think so too. That aging cat I mentioned a few minutes ago, same thing.
Yeah. So then from there on, he put me into operations, which means I can type out the paperwork now. I can send out email. I mean, there's no email. It's called telex back in the day. And
Oh,
fax.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, telex and fax. Learned that, become an operation. And from there on, he, I think by the 6 years I worked with him, or 5th year, he turned me into a salesman. I started working him, for him as a salesman.
How was that for you? It seems like you probably weren't dealing so much with people before while you're getting educated. Now you're in the front.
I never believed I could be a good salesman, but he always believed that I have that thing, that character. I told him I'm just not good with people. I hate seeing people. At the time, I was very introvert. I don't like. I hate. I'm sorry. I shouldn't use the word hate. I'm not getting used to talk to people, because first of all, it's a Chinese company. Every day I go in there, it's still speaking Chinese, and my English was not that good at the time. I mean, my English is still not good at the time. So I'm serious.
I take your point, though.
Yeah, but you understand. So yeah, for me to go out actually, but the thing about it is a lot of our clientele was still Asian client. So I able to speak with them on the phone using my native language. That kind of helps.
You never had to like cold turkey, like just all right. It's only English now.
Yeah. No, I do, but when we handle dealing with the airline, dealing with and that we have to speak English. But later on, my probably because of him, my English skills start getting back to what the level it was supposed to be according to my age. Then he moved away to another company. So then I worked there for a little bit longer. He used to be like I used to be really bad. Work ethic wise, I was the worst. I'll call him sick when I don't want to work. Then he would just come.
This is not the man who's before me
I know.
today. What happened? Okay,
but he
keep
was.
going.
But he was very caring. He would show up at my door.
What do you think it was that this guy saw in you? And I'm sorry to cut you off. What do you think it was that he saw in you that he put this much effort into somebody that you didn't believe even deserved it?
I don't know. Because I was just an angry kid that just needs a job. I don't really care about my job.
Right.
And in the office, I was fighting with other people all the time, just talking trash. And I was not a team worker. Like later on, I become a business owner myself. I said, wow, I would have fired myself the first week. I'm serious.
Yeah.
No. And he keep on just like, no, don't give up. You have to do this. You have to do that. I was mad at him once. I was yelling at him, go, I don't need you to care for me. I don't need you to come and he actually, because I wasn't eating healthy, I was eating hot dogs all the time or just breads. He actually had his wife make lunchbox for me every day. And he takes it to work.
Wow.
Yeah, only me.
This guy's an angel.
That was going to be my question. Was he like this with other people or did he really?
Oh, he's very nice to other people. But for me, it was
this is something special.
Yeah, he knows my background story, and I guess he want to be there,
Is it possible he might have had something similar, or maybe you know what I mean? Maybe
No,
he saw something.
He
in
came
you.
from a very highly educated background. He's very timid. He's later on he was vice president of one of the airline, huge airline,
gosh.
Huge, and all the airplane 747 purchase was done by him. And he's a pretty big deal later on.
Is it possibly as simple that maybe he had already reached a level of enlightenment in life where he knew this is how you then achieve the next level by helping other people?
So I started Purist now today at 50. I understand where he comes from. Because there is always certain kids out there that I went out of my way. I will give them support and I will treat them like my own kid. Even though,
Stubborn angel. We call them stubborn angels.
Yeah, and there's always like
somebody who's coming out to help you and they won't take no for an answer.
Yeah, and there's always a few kids like that every year that I want to see them. I see potential in them. I know they're much better when they are now, and I somehow just want to help them and get to where they should be because I see the talent. Like recently, not necessarily kid, sometimes with friendship too. Like I met this guy. He's a homeless. He sleeps on the street. And just doing drugs, and I completely see that he has potential to become one of the great artists. Yeah, and I go, you cannot do this anymore. So, and I'm forcing him to get cleaned up. And now he's really cleaned up. A crazy thing about it right now, he's producing a lot of painting. I don't want to mention them, but Then now he's produced a lot of painting. His painting starting price now $5,000, $10,000 now.
Wow.
And he's there. And now he, for the last couple of years, he contribute back to the Purist Society. He's donating his painting. He's donating toys, and so it's karma. I never anticipated that from him. I just want him to not to sleep in his car so he doesn't freeze to death. So I send him blankets, and give him some guidance when he needs it. Now he stand up. He's he's probably watching this later on and I'm very, very proud of him, even though it's things like this.
I think you're remarkable. I hope
I'm
that
not.
right. I think that's why you're remarkable. I think that's
No.
because you're doing it right.
No.
I mean, this is very God. Again, I don't want to go religion, but whenever I see somebody who kind of is living their life like Jesus Christ would have in the book, if you read that book, and we're not even religious people. It's not that. I'm sorry to keep coming back to that. There's something very, very good and whole about you, and I believe it probably comes from the fact that you know what the other side looks like, and I can relate to that, and I feel like I know you very, very deeply.
Thank you. So this morning it's really funny. So
This morning, this guy's got a story for everything.
no, that's pretty good because you talk about this, right? So I went out for a drive over the weekend, which I haven't done it for a long time. Okay, because COVID, because a bunch of stuff, and plus I just wasn't too healthy. No, I don't have COVID, but I just have a lot of stomach issues.
Yeah.
And went out for a drive, and we drove to a beach, and I stood on top of the rock, and I was looking at the ocean, just keep on looking at it and start thinking. And my friend that went with me that day snapped a picture of it, and it was the one I posted today. So it goes back to that. Somebody asked me a question. I say something that I never heard it before, but it kind of doesn't make sense. He does, but I told him, no, I don't remember what I said, but I say something like, when there's no light amongst mankind, you should be the light. When there's no will among us human, you should be the might. Which is like, I don't even know where it was through our conversation. It's basically
Channeling.
Yeah.
I call that channeling.
It's like I'm not trying to lead. I'm not trying to do this for popularity reason. I think if right now I have the duty that thousands of people that are able to have them use that resource to make something happen, and we should lead to make that happen.
Yeah.
Then and when that happens, that karma. I mean, Purist we never tried to build it so it becomes a brand. We never thought about that. It was always constantly building it because this thing has reputation and meaning of goodwill that's behind it. And I'm simply one of the workers. I never say, no, I'm seriously, you have to think like that, because I never say I'm the guy who's starting it, even though I'm the founder, but I'm just one of the party that.
I fully agree.
Yeah.
This is again though what attracts me to you and people like you.
Thank you, man. It's a lot of people in Purist. A lot of them donate merchandise. A lot of them donate efforts. It just, the list goes on and on and on. And it wasn't for every single one of them, we could not be where we are today. And again, it's not a brand. It's not like we're trying to sell something, and it's not like we're trying to get money from people. And it's a club. It's a we elite club of good people with goodwill. It's just that simple. It's not about the cars you're driving. It's not about how big a collectors you are. We got people in there collecting airplanes.
Right.
I mean, when I need to do Texas relief, he owns a lot of cars. He sends over 3 truckload and drove down to Texas for hurricane relief.
Already?
No,
no,
that was
last
last time.
Yeah.
We're talking about that today.
About the snow.
About the snow.
Yeah.
Just today we're talking about it.
It's ugly down there right now.
Yeah, that's a little tough, but that's a different topic. It's truck goes in, now it cannot come back. That's the problem.
Gosh, good grief. Let us go to the Instagrams here and see. There were a few questions already earlier. Let me just take a look. Actually, do I do it here? How do I do it? I might boot it off if I look at it here. Yeah, it is what it is. Here we go. What's one thing that might surprise most people about Paul Walker?
So his on-screen persona is completely different than who he is. He's very stay off the radar. He's a big surfer boy, and he has love and this guy is really, really kind. You think I'm a good guy, and I don't forget I become a good guy recently. For for the past 10 years, you know.
Oh,
if,
you're so good.
if you would have met me at 30 years ago, you might not really want to meet me, you know, type of thing, right? You know, so he's always he's the kind of guy like if he goes out to a store and then he sees a person next to him, for some reason the person needs something, and he will end up just like, hey, yo, go Sean, go pay for that. And
I actually, that's one of the nice things I heard after he passed away. A lot of those stories came up
a
out
lot,
of the woodwork.
and especially if you hang out with him enough, he's always like that. And when he's off the screen, he usually just grow beard out, shave his head, so nobody knows him. People look like, and plus he dressed like a bum.
Perfect.
So people like, well, I mean, that guy just bought you a bunch of stuff you need. Like, that bum over there, you know. So this is Paul. I mean, he's a genuine. I mean, the world. I mean, he's a real angel. The world. I mean, I get influenced to where I am today and the stuff I do. A lot of it is because of him, and I'm glad that his fans and everybody in the car world continue to have idol and the icon to look at, because not because he's Brian O'Connor from the Fast and Furious. It's because he's
that's his name in the movie.
yeah.
It's like, why does that sound familiar?
Yeah. So Brian, but it's because he's Paul Walker.
In real life.
In real life, that person. Then that's it. Oh my God.
Oh, buddy, this is it. See, you're getting it all out. You're gonna feel much better this weekend. All right, let's do another one. Ann says, "Hey, Sean, I love pink more than you."
Oh, hey, what's up, buddy? so we went to Coda and Formula One year.
Oh, you and Ant?
Yeah,
oh,
and
awesome.
we both got hired by Motor Trend and to be there. He's awesome. I love this guy, and I love to see him spending time with his kids, because
Same.
you know why? Because the way I look at it is, he has such a good value and good heart. Guess what? His kid's gonna be.
Same.
Exactly.
Well, of course you're a little sensitive to this, but yes.
Yes. I don't have kids, so you know I'm single. I'm separated, so I'm single now. So when I see him, I don't care about what kind of car he has he's building, but when you see he's actually putting his time into his son's life, you know, wow, that kid's gonna grow up to be one hell of a kid, because the world have another cool kid, and not just cool because of the car related. Also, he's gonna have a good heart. He's gonna have a good karma. Yeah. Just crazy.
The pictures that he posts too, you're not kidding. It's not like, I'm making a hamburger with Hudso, although that sometimes, usually they're at the beach or they're someplace that's not easy to get to. Let's see. All these people are waving. Waving. I started that. All right, the next one. What do you think he would have wanted to do with his car collection? Put it in a museum? Oh, I wonder if I'm thinking this is you, but I wonder if it's for Paul.
It's for Paul. Paul recently sold his collections.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Most
so
of his
this is Amanda Drifts wants to know.
So for Paul's collections, I don't know if he's talking about my collection or Paul. Let's talk about Paul's collection. Paul's collection, majority of it recently was sold. I think it was Barrett or Macon, one of the auction.
I was only ever there once, and he had all of the racks of E36 M3, the lightweight.
Yeah,
M3s.
the lightweights. Yeah,
he was collecting those at the time.
He's fascinated. He always says, Sean, you gotta buy one of this, because there's only 100-something in the world, and if we buy 10, 15 of them, we control 10% of the market.
It's a riot, and
and
true.
And for years, the price didn't go up.
For a long time, nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
Aluminum doors.
Yeah.
I loved it.
So
it was the AC, probably the lack of AC. But anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, later on, most of the car in the collection was sold. And also keep in mind, a lot of cars are always evolving, which is actually this. I mean,
that was the name of his shop,
yeah,
too.
AE, yeah. I don't know why I picked up this hat purely by accident today. My hair is a mess, and it was in the car. This is one of the old school AE hat from back in the day.
That doesn't exist anymore, right? I mean, that was...
It does. It's got... Okay, so after Paul and Roger passed away, so Eric Davis is a very big car guy, and after Roger passed away, and he went ahead and purchased Always Evolving, and later on, the guy also has his own IndyCar team, GRC, which is Global Rally Cars team, and Stadium Truck team, and IMSA GT3 team. So he simultaneously, if you look at Always Evolving, he used to participate in all that races at the same time. It's probably the only thing he doesn't do is NASCAR. But now he's narrowed down to that little rally razor thing, single seater. Yeah. He's doing that right now. Yeah.
People look like they're having fun.
Yeah. So that Always Evolving still exists, because the reason why he purchased the team, he want to keep Roger's spirit alive. you know. So then of course Paul has his own foundations, Reach Out Worldwide, and Cody's actually took care of that right now too.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, yeah. So
We've been sort of exchanging messages forever. Cody's a friend of yours also, right?
that's my kid, dude.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. It's the first time I'm meeting you, really.
Yeah.
Thanks to Ant, actually. Ant tried to put us and Cody together right at the beginning of COVID, and I think we crossed messages or whatever, and then he's not responded since.
Yeah, he's unfortunately moved to Oregon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he just moved to Oregon.
We used to see him on the crest all the time, too.
Yeah. And now he just he's due to come back at least once in a while.
Okay.
You know, just don't know when. Yeah.
All right, so we shouldn't be offended.
Yeah, don't be offended. Plus, sometimes he doesn't even reply my tags. 2 days later, he go, oh, whatever. Same thing.
Did the so when the team was sold, or when the business, here's what I'm trying to get at. We restored the original Back to the Future time machine, the one that's in the Peterson, in the building directly across the street from where that sad occurrence occurred, but it was also right up the street from where the shop was, and that was the only reason I'd ever visited over there. Was that the shop isn't still there, right? Like,
No, it's
that's
not.
gone.
It's gone.
The business exists, but elsewhere.
Yeah, after they passed away, Rogers collection, because every car you see is not all Paul's car. People think that's all Paul's car. No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
Yeah. So
Oh, it was just both collections in one place.
it's actually more than one guys. It's 2 or 3 guys, probably maybe 4. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But main guy is Roger, and part of it is Paul. Paul's mainly Porsche and BMW. All the Mustang, all the classic cars, all Roger's car. So that makes it easier to.
Everything
so,
on the rack was German and European of some sort.
German and European, mainly is actually not even German. So he only does Porsche and BMW and some JDM car. Those are all Paul's car.
Wow.
And if anything domestic, everything else is, or anything exotics, that's a Roger's car.
That's amazing. If anybody else has any questions, just jump on there in the chat and we'll get to them. No problem. I'm trying to think what else. All right, let's see. Let's go down the card because we've definitely done the time. You have been so generous. Paul Walker, we talked plenty about that. Purist Group, plenty about that. What do we have to look forward to with Purist Group? Anything coming up? I know COVID, but...
Every year we do our signature back to school backpack event. Like currently right now, every weekend, I collaborate with different small car shows. Illegally, we cannot have a gathering because,
nothing official.
Every time we post that we're doing a car show, hundreds of cars have showed up and we become super spreaders.
Right.
We do, I'll tell those car show guys, hey, you can feel free to put my name on there and I'll show up to support, but we're not going to be all out like,
Can't do it.
Yeah, so I'll show up, say hi to a few people, and anybody who donate stuff, I'll give them a little swag, a little mask. But I'm collecting stuff for the homeless people in downtown LA. So most people doesn't know the homeless population went up about 64% compared to 2 years ago. From when we're doing this every year for the past like 8 years.
So you're watching the numbers.
Oh, we're watching that. Because
Yeah,
plus, I'm an advisor for Sheriff Department too.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
We're big friends of the Sheriff's Department.
Yeah. So I'm work directly for Alex Vandenue on his youth foundations. So I'm one of the board of director for their youth foundations.
Outstanding.
Mainly focus on kids. And of course, I get statistics from homeless figures and things like that. However, to make a long story short, the homeless population is quite crazy right now. Downtown LA right now is close to 40,000 residents. I mean, not homeless.
Yeah.
And
Non-residents.
It's a big number.
Yeah.
that's a very big
I remember
number.
when it was
Just downtown LA alone.
30,000 in the whole area. It
Yeah,
sounded like. In
it's
Los
quite
Angeles,
a
it seemed
lot.
like a lot.
So it's like maybe 35 blocks dissection. It's crazy. So, but with COVID, and they're not in the most healthiest condition, and with lack of funding, especially with COVID, a lot of volunteers no longer go volunteer.
Right.
They don't have enough
Everything's
food.
limited.
They don't have enough anything. Just no, because let's say they used to get every agency like rescue union rescue, they used to be 200 volunteers to serve dinner. Because COVID, nobody want to put themselves at risk, so people don't show up. They might only get 10 volunteers, 20 volunteers a day, right? So, but they still have that many people. They got more people to serve now. And then also people used to go there to drop out the supplies. They no longer want to go there.
No.
Yeah, and it used to be normal that, hey, what are you going to do this weekend? I don't know. Let's get some old clothes. Let's go send it to downtown LA. Now people is going to be like, you know what? Let's just stay home, watch a TV. It's a little dangerous over there.
when COVID first started, we'd like donate to Goodwill or whatever. Whenever there's a box of stuff that we're getting rid of from a closet or whatever, you don't throw it out, you bring it over. Right around when COVID started, everybody stopped taking donations.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder where's anything go? I mean, you have to do what you're doing.
Yeah, so that's why we're doing a lot more. I mean, we're doing almost like minimum monthly basis. We collect shampoo, sanitary wipes.
Sure.
So sanitary wipes, believe it or not, is very important right now because there's no place for them to take a shower. But how do you keep them clean?
Yeah.
So I on my IG sometimes I tell people, hey, we're gonna be there this weekend. Bring sanitary wipes, but keep in mind, do not donate mouthwash because it's alcohol. You don't want to sanitize sanitizer because it contains alcohol.
Oh my
because
gosh, you have to be careful.
Yeah, they can
abuse.
Yeah, especially sanitizer. How homeless people fight is, I'll burn down your tent.
Right.
And sanitizer will be like, boom.
Holy smokes! The stuff you don't think about.
Yeah. Also,
This face over here, I can't believe it. Also, sorry, go ahead. I'm mesmerized every time I see the face.
oh no, he's shy.
Oh, Bobo, yeah, Bobo.
So that's a scenario. We've been doing homeless event, and every year, of course, my favorite events back to school, and that's usually July or August, right? But this year's weird. I'm going back in March.
Well, kids aren't even going to school anymore. You just stay home and flip open the computer.
Yeah, so
It's
we've
crazy.
been sending out directly to the low income residents. Like over the weekend, we sent out about 40 school supply and toys with a sheriff
Outstanding.
to an area.
Correct. Is that how you get the addresses and everything? Is that all through, or is that through a different program?
Yeah, so different. So with sheriff, we got sheriff's program. So we trust their statistics. They went on and did their research, and we have pretty much working with every single mayor. And when you work with a mayor, they get access to community centers. So all from Pomona, Brea, Monrovia.
You're almost like your own task force. Do you
We-
realize that?
So the crazy things about it is everybody work and volunteer for Purist. They don't get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Respect to I forgot to say to my moderator team.
Yeah.
We're pretty huge, and moderator team is running it for me.
Right.
And I do run it once in a while, but now moderator took it over. When we have an event, they go there, set it up, prepare the cones, prepare the tents. They don't get paid. They're there 6 o'clock in the morning. And I handle probably, this is more like a PR. I handle the PR, tell people what we are all about. Sometimes people.
You're the face of the thing. Whether or not you want to take any of that stuff, people do want to come see you.
Yeah, I don't want to be the face because it's not supposed to. So this is from Paul. It's funny. He does a lot of charity and never want people to know it.
Right. Well,
And-
that's the whole point.
Because
Isn't
they
it?
don't want people to say, oh, because,
You don't want your name on the wall.
yeah, you don't, it's not creating a legacy. People are creating a legacy. I go like, I have no intention of creating a legacy.
Right.
I do it because it's the right thing to do.
Right.
If I want a legacy, it's simple. I just go buy advertising. I go on Time Magazine. I'm just joking, right? I want to be a front cover of this. Okay, $5,000, I'll sponsor you. Put Purist's name on there.
Right.
But it's not for that. It's not for that. I like where it's as organically known because you want to do this with me, not because I pay you to do it. Because you found all the people saying here about Purist. Oh, they're doing good. What good they're doing, and that's why this conversation occurred. Not because hey, I'll be a pay sponsor and come and talk about us. And
Right.
that's just that's for clout.
That also does not. That's just not who you are. And if you were that person, you probably wouldn't be sitting here today. This just will wrap it up with a comment from my mother, everybody. I am blown away with your interview skills. No shit. You are really talented. Love the way you get into their heads. All those years of therapy have paid off. Her therapy? Somebody else's therapy? Oh, my gosh. Anyway, love you, Mom. Thanks for watching. Anybody else over here? Great story. Thanks so much for sharing. That's a good way to go. Everybody salutes you, man. Everybody knows it.
no.
And St. Clair Insurance, they're one of our sponsors. So that all just comes together. And same thing. They like what we're doing. It's not about the viewership or whatever. They like what we're doing, and they want to be part of it.
Yeah.
It goes a long way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How do you feel about all this? You feel good?
I feel really good. I mean, before if I talk about him, I'll start getting very. Now, I think after so many years, we had to look at that.
Talking about Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's transcended into a good energy and goodwill. And we really did help so many people, so many kids.
You still are.
We will. It's not me. It's we. It's
Yeah.
a bunch of group of people. It's
That's what I mean. You all
You
still
will too.
are.
You are helping.
We all are. That's right.
Exactly. By spreading it
Moving
out
the
there.
needle.
Yeah. By spreading out the news little by little over the years. That's how we actually got more people involved. And then people.
Consistency.
No, if you were
People
bad,
overlook consistency.
yeah, if you were bad, I mean, you could hear it right away. Especially car world, be like, "Oh, that guy! Oh, don't touch that guy! That guy, Sean, my God, man, Chinese guy."
Yeah,
no
Purist. It's one of those ironic names.
good."
What's up, Tiny? That kind of thing. Thank you so much for coming over. Please come here anytime. If you have a Purist, when there's a next big event,
Sure.
come on over. Let's promote it. Let us know how we can help promote because we can do it longer term.
Good.
You don't have to just be sitting here the whole time. But if there's any way we can be involved, physical stuff is a little hard for us these days. She doesn't get around very well, but we love it. We love what you're doing, and we'd love
Thank
to be a
you,
part of
thank
it.
you, thank
So I would just say that you're inspiring, and please keep it up. Please
Thank
don't
you,
stop
thank you.
doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
But just get ready for Toy Drive this year. I'm really looking for
December.
first weekend of December.
You guys used to put the big thing up at Newcomb's, and we would all
Yeah.
basketball stuff in there.
Yeah.
Is
But
it
no-
you still do that?
Yeah, so now Newcomb's sold. I'm sorry, but wow. Maybe it's gonna be sold. I don't know yet. So
We heard maybe, but I would hope that Freddie would talk to some other people who might.
Yeah, sorry,
have
I
some-
shouldn't even talk about
who
that.
might. I'm just saying because we heard a rumor about this also. But there's a lot of people, Freddie, who have an interest here. We didn't know it was possible.
yeah, so yeah.
I'm
so,
hoping this isn't a closed deal yet.
Well, I mean, I know Freddie very well from back in the day, so that's why he's doing that for us. So in the future, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, same here.
yeah.
Oh well. Thank you so much. We love you. We love you. It's that
Thank
simple.
you.
We love
Thank you. It's an
Yeah.
honor.
Thank you to everybody else. Thank you for watching. And thank you, Mrs. Ryan. We love everybody. Let's see tomorrow's Good Vibes Breakfast Club. Come get a gator and a sticker.
I love that.
Right? Thanks to everybody. I think that's it. I don't know what we're doing the rest of the weekend, but we'll be back next week. Talk to us Tuesday, and then on Thursday we have the car girl, Kayla, will be here. So good stuff coming up. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.